Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jax here with another video. This is another Poor Man Road to Glory. This time I'm trying to talk over instead of actually talking while I play, and we'll see how it goes. Um, but today we are actually switching up the squad a little bit because we kind of been playing on a crappy squad, just to get money at the beginning, and we played that foot draft, and we kind of just made back the same amount of money we had before that. So, I was thinking about buying Van Der Beek because of in the draft. He was a very solid player, but instead I settled with Ndombele from Spurs, and these are our first couple actual purchases. I mean, we made a couple purchases at the beginning with Abraham and the left mid guy. I have no clue who he is, but yeah, I was looking through the CDMs, and there's not very many good CDMs this year. I found Rodri, which I thought was solid, so I decided to go purchase him. But through this video, you'll see I don't know how much I feel about these people I bought. It didn't seem like they were very performing, but I don't think I was doing very well on these two games that are going to be through the video. Because in this video we play our first two qualifying games, you can call them, like the division games, to see where you're ranked. So yeah, in the back I was looking at Thiago Silva, thinking maybe he would be good. I think the biggest change we will be making at the end of this video is the center backs. You'll see that a lot of the times when they score, it's very, very cheesy, but it almost seems like it's a defensive problem that it just needs to be fixed. I think I need to at least sell one of them. I hit Ferdinho in the back, which he was a CDM last year, so I was very sus about doing it. But he is a medium-high work rate, so I thought, maybe he'll perform. So yeah, I put a Sentinel on Ferdinho because I wanted his defensive stats to just be a little better. Since I switched to Brazilian center backs, I couldn't play with Trippier in the back, so I had to put the Yildiz guy on the right back, which he's fast, so I think he'll be perfectly fine with that. So yeah, we're hopping into um, our first two games. Actually, before we hopped into them, I went through the player instructions, and I put my left and right back as stay back while attacking, which I found was kind of useful when I was playing with the foot draft against the last team when they were like the ones that made me lose in the finals. It just seemed like having them back was a lot better because it seems like it'd be a center back game the whole time because the left and right back are always gone. So I think a solid 1-2-1-2 will always beat the last two in the back. So I like to put those guys on stay back so I don't run into those problems. Yeah, so this is where we're about to start playing our division rivals, or at least our ranked games part of them, what we're hopping into. I left this part in the video because you'll see when I'm searching for these first games that I get in them pretty fast, and you see my latency is perfectly fine, and I will hop in and I'll see the squad, you'll see how. I would look, I'm like, oh, well, that looks like, it's not the best of a squad. I'm like, oh, I'm going to be able to beat them for sure. And then all of a sudden will just kick you out. I don't know if they quit or whatever, but it also counted as a game because my left back Davies, after this happened, needed a contract, you'll see. And so I was very confused on what happened. I didn't take a loss or win or draw or anything. So I was like, whatever, I'll just use the contract now that I have him from playing that foot draft. But I leave that in the video because it happens again later on after, I think it's when I'm about to hop into my second game, since I only played two games. And it kind of sucks because I'm like, oh, I could probably easily take him, and then it just kicks me out. So with this team that we're versing, I mean, they're a pretty good squad. I mean, not that much money, but that's probably one of the more solid beginning squads that you can get. Um, I have a really big problem with that Regi guy up top. He totally kills me. You'll see a lot of just like, I don't know if it's like glitchy animations or I just totally get sauced by him. So yeah, so
and we have action from the First Division rivals placement match coming right up.
I like to edit my videos a little more that you get to see them, not just like me just sitting here playing, passing it around. Kind of just show you the highlights so that you're not just sitting here watching me play a game. But we go off of we. Oh, that's what I also need to point out is that the lag throw is my second game. It totally kills me. But I mean, even just the slightest lag, it's just so hard to keep the ball. I almost scored in like the first possession of the game, right there, without them even touching the ball. And I hope heading gets a little better. I mean, it seems like it's not too bad, but it's just a little off. It seems like. But this team was a pretty solid team. I don't know. I felt like they just knew the glitchy stuff that was kind of like impossible to defend. I mean, I'm not the best defender for sure. I mean, I'm new defenders and everything. I get lucky right there with it just going straight through his legs, but my defensive game is just not that good. I mean, my offensive game gets pretty good. I feel like I played a lot better in my draft than I did, at least with these two games. I'm sure that it was just a rusty 2 games I played, because so you'll see in the second game, just totally get eaten alive by a bunch of loner players, which is another topic in hand we'll talk about later. But watch how this guy takes his free kick. And I don't know how this happened, but he just shoots it, and it went in. So we can see that at the 12th minute, and I was very confused how that happened, especially with the 75. And I was like, I'm going to have to learn how to do that, because it's just not, that just seems unfair. You know, I think they score a second one later on in this game, but you see that my passing is just a little off today. It was not my best 2 games I've played. I thought I would have stolen it. Oh, I did steal it on this one. You know, send James through. I love James. His 95 pace is OP. I pushed Y, thinking, you know, maybe not right bumper and X will put it perfectly, but Y would, and it just goes right to him. And that was a little disappointing. But just a lot of the gameplay is, I swear, like, is 1-2-1-2s is just the meta. Like, see how they just totally walked right past him. He big shotted and he just walked past our center back. So I feel like there was, maybe I need to do something with those two. I think I need one of them to be gone. I'm thinking the Thiago Silva is a little better than the Fabinho. So right here we get a through ball all the way to the yielding guy or whatever. That's not, I don't remember his name. And then he passes it to the middle and we tramp it in for the first goal from Ndombele. And this game, like any other game, I feel like you really can't sleep on your opponent, because no matter what you do, it seems to be very fluctuant on, they can go back and score. You'll see that these guys go up and I'm able to pull it back because they just are not playing as good as they were when I couldn't score. So yeah, I feel like this year will be very good. The gameplay is good. I don't know, the shot, the 1-2-1-2, and like just like the player mechanics when they have to like defend, it seems a little rusty, but it could just be me being bad at defending. I don't know. So we concede another corner, and I think right here is where we counterattack. My counterattack game is pretty good because I got really fast people. And we slot it away, keep making it 2-2 right before halftime. I think with this game, it's smart to try to keep the possession as much as possible and just pass it around. The passing is very crucial in this game. Dribbling isn't even that good. I think it's more of the through ball game again. And yeah, I don't think we can concede here. Oh yeah, he was offside, so I was like, oh great. So but yeah, so we go into halftime, 2-2. It seems like I'm having struggles dominating each game. I mean, of course, in the FUT draft, I had a couple of rage quits, but other than that, it's a little bit harder to be dominating. But I definitely put up a good fight on both my games, even though I probably could have played better. I'm sure if I played them on a different day, it would have been a lot better. But it was just very unfortunate how bad we played. So we go in halftime with 48% possession. I mean, that is pretty even game. I wouldn't say that it should be skewed my way or his way. It feels pretty even, at least at this point in the game. But I mean, his goals were a little cheesy, but that's FIFA for you. In my draft video, last video, you can see a lot of cheesy goals, like when I stole from the keeper or anything like that. It just happens. But so we hop into the second half, 2-2. Still the ball right at the beginning. See how just that pressure in the back. I think with a higher skilled player, you're able to get that off, but that pressure just wasn't impossible to get away from. Even trying to pass it off or anything. You see how Origi just turned right there, right on my center back, and he just shot and scored. I don't know how much he could do. I don't know if he should be feinting away from him, like holding left trigger and just not putting pressure on him until he turns and then steal it, but it's very unfortunate. Here's their other free kick, and I tried predicting where I was going, and then he turns and he just shoots it. So that time it screwed up, but it went right to his player. I tried cutting off the pass that scored the first time, but we got lucky that they didn't score there. I feel like my midfield played pretty good. The defense was a little crappy, but I'll give them a couple more games, see how it goes, because I definitely did not play the best 2 games. It's just getting used to playing first online actual games with the squad. Just a little rusty. Right here, you see I throw it and give him a mistake. He flicks it over my defender and he shoots and scores. That was totally my fault. I mean, I should have thrown it right to his head. And at this point, I was pretty frustrated that I'm actually losing to a squad like this, especially my squad looking a little bit better. And I just didn't feel like I was performing very well, and I was just getting very frustrated. But 4-2, we could easily bring it back with that much time left. So I'm passing around up top, trying to just keep the ball, and then pass it all the way across, try cutting, takes the ball. We steal it back with a lot of room in the middle, and we try to take 1-2-1-2, and then easy, just perfect. 1-2-1-2s are very good in this game. Just dishing it off to your striker, to your wings cut in, and you giving it back to them, and they take it in. It's a really good mechanic to be playing with, especially when the passing is so accurate that it will majority of the time will always go in. We score, we come back, and we score again to make it 4-4. And I'm pretty sure that this game ends at 4-4, which I'm not happy nor sad. I feel like we could have done a lot better. Their goals that they scored were just not, I don't know, at this point, they were preventable for sure. So that's the end of the first game. We end 4-4. My defenders have awful ratings, like 6.5 and 6.4, 5.9. Like, they were just not doing good. But kind of have to shake it off and go into the second game. Hopefully play a little better. In my mindset at that point, I was like, well, that team wasn't super great. Like, if I run into a super great team, like, I need to be able to perform a lot better than that. I shouldn't be even having a problem with a team like that. But the player's different than the team, so he was a good player. I'm sure if he had a way better team, he probably would have won, because he knew those mechanics that were able to just tear us apart, especially with Origi. He totally sauced up our center backs. It was a little embarrassing. So we hop into our second game. Oh yeah, this is where you'll see that I'm like sitting here like, oh sweet, like I'll be able to take that like silvers. And I'm like, I'll be able to take that, and then we get disconnected once again. Right here, and I was like, I don't know if like people are like seeing squads and then quitting, and it's not like counting against them. I don't know if that's how it works. And I don't know if it's because my squad looks a little bit intimidating, but so that team quits. But this next game is what killed me. It's like the thumbnail. I think using the loans is just the meta. They totally kill us. See, at first they only have Aubameyang up top. I'm like, oh sweet, this isn't easy, you know. That's not bad. I mean, Lukaku's in left mid. Well, Lukaku's brother, sorry. And then Aubameyang up top. I was like, this should be a walk in the park because the rest of the team's not very good. And I was mistakenly wrong for sure. It was the first 14 minutes. Nothing really happened. I sent James through. And right here, I tried passing it. I should have just shot it. I don't know what I was doing. Wasn't playing my best game for sure. Cut off that pass. So you'll see that I dominate majority of this game. I 1-2-1-2 through, and the ball goes right to the keeper. Just unfortunate. The Y just didn't work out with me that time. Should have probably pushed A. They played it to the Lukaku guy, and he's biting me off the ball. Out sprint him with Yeldon, and lose the ball right there. They get it right there, and I foul him straight in the back. They tried taking a fast kickoff, and I cut out their pass. Like I felt like I was very confident going in this. Like now that I'm like killing them, I was like, all right, this should just just a matter of time before I concede. And then I see them pause the game, and I was like, I don't know if they're getting frustrated because like I'm totally killing like just their passing game and everything. I get it to James this time, and this time I try to get it over there, and it just doesn't work out. And still gets stolen right there. Just too much passing on top of the box, not enough shooting. They play a through ball right there, and he just shoots it, makes it. I mean, it's Aubameyang for you, the lone player. So we take it with our fast wing up there, dish it to the middle, give it to Abraham, just making a good play across. James shoots and finishes 1-1. And I was like, all right. I mean, if they get one lucky goal, I mean, their lone player should be able to score a goal. I mean, they shouldn't be pointless. And I don't know if they have yet, but Joal Felix comes on. And there's one other lone player that they bring on, and it just changes the whole game. Yeah, Joal Felix is right there, and he has the ball. I'm able to stop him right there. Probably one of the couple stops that I'm actually able to perform on Joal Felix. He's a very good card. See, my passing is just a little off. It's not the greatest. Hopefully we can fix that with a couple games coming up in the future. Play the ball through. Got my fast wings. I'm just trying to outsprint them. Get it there, and I pass it back and finish. It was a good goal. The goalie wasn't the highest overall, so I'm pretty sure that's the only way he was able to like look like he was totally broken when I just tapped it in. And here he pauses it again. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he has a third sub, but I could be wrong. Joal Felix with this just a little stutter step just got me defenders. Right now it's 2-1, just barely over halftime. And we get the ball here, and a perfect shot by James, just nailed into the far post. And while I'm sitting 3-1, I'm like, that's pretty good. You know, pretty confident having it 3-1 with like this almost the 60th minute. But again, you can't sleep on your opponents. They keep pausing it. I don't know what they're doing. We steal the ball right off the kickoff. We Joal Felix with the cut. And he just cuts again and again. And it just 1-2, 1-2. And Aubameyang just turns and shoots the far post and scores. And I'm like, not much you can do when it's Aubameyang and Joal Felix coming at you. We get the ball. It's like the 84th minute. It's 3-3. I was very disappointed. I feel like you know, the lone players just were total game changers. I feel like I should have won. So it happens more than not. You'll see that I'm here lagging, and the third goal that they scored. Oh wait, no, I think they scored one more. I think we end up actually losing this game. They play it through, and they do that perfect move, good move, and then Joal Felix, I mean, can't do much. He goes and finishes it. But the third goal that they scored, you see how I was lagging, how it totally prevented me from scoring for me to have the game winner. We gave out a PK, and it was it literally was lagging so bad that I couldn't even dive, and it sucked because I just looked like I was gonna get disconnected, and then all I saw was the ball hit the back of the net. But not much you can do about it. So yeah, this game we ended 4-3 with a loss. I mean, our record is alright in squad builders. Hopefully we can get ranked better. Hopefully we turn it around by then, having 3 more games left. But yeah, but this was Jax. If you liked, subscribe, hit the notification bell.